Hey, welcome to the Summit Host Hangout podcast, where you'll learn how to plan, strategize, and launch your profitable online summit. No influencer status necessary. I'm your host, Krista from Summit in a Box, and today in episode 123, we are wrapping up our All Access Pass series with a rapid-fire Q&A with all of the most common questions I hear related to selling an All Access Pass. And I hope you guys like these episodes. These are super fun for me to just answer questions, random questions really quickly, instead of having to plan out this big episode. So I hope you like these too. But today we're going to cover when to give your buyers access to their content, when to expect people to go ahead and upgrade and buy, how to handle lifetime access, I'm saying lifetime with air quotes, what to do with your fast action price when other prices increase, and whether to give speakers an all access pass. Before we dive in, I want to invite you to grab a fun freebie that might come in handy when you're figuring out the details of your All Access Pass, which is our virtual summit buyer's guide. In it, you'll find all of our recommended tech options and resources. So each option has 3 versions, a free one, low cost, and higher cost. So you can choose which option you want depending on your budget. We've also indicated which option is our top recommendation and which option comes in second. We directly link to each piece of software as well, so it's nice and easy for you to check everything out. So to grab the buyer's guide, head to summithosthangout.com/guide. So our first question we're going to cover today is, when should I give buyers access to the All Access Pass? So someone buys before the summit starts. Do they get it all right now? Do I wait? What does that look like? So I'll say there's not necessarily a correct way to do this. This is up to you and what your workflow looks like for getting the content you need. If you're not going to get presentations from your speakers until the week before the summit starts, you obviously can't give early access to that. So there are 4 options for what this could look like. You could deliver it all immediately. So as soon as someone buys, even if it's on day 1 of registration, they get access to all of their bonuses, all of the presentations, they have it all. Option 2 is you wait until the summit starts. So the morning of day 1 of the summit, they get access to everything. You could also wait till the summit's over. So, last day of the summit, boom, then all their access is loaded up, or maybe even a couple days later if you need time to make it all happen. Or you can mix these and deliver some right as they sign up and some at a later date. All kinds of options. Again, I won't say that there's a right way to do it, but I will tell you how I do it. As someone who buys something, I don't want to have to wait if it's not necessarily, I want it now. So what I do is in the past, actually, I've had the speaker due date on the first day that registration opens, and it drives me crazy because then it makes it really hard to do this. So instead, this year, I had my speaker due date a week and a half before I opened registrations. Which made what I do easier, which is when someone buys, no matter what it is, they get immediate access to any bonuses I already have from my speakers. So they can start going and digging into some awesome bonuses. And then, if new bonuses get turned in late, I just add those as I get them and announce them in the Facebook group. And then no matter what, I deliver access to all of the presentations at 7 a.m. on day 1 of the summit. Because I don't really want people watching presentation weeks early. I feel like it just takes away from the excitement. I want them all going through it together, even if some can go through it faster than others. So that's why I wait and deliver all presentations on day 1. That also relieves some pressure from us to have to get things ready any earlier. So that's how I do it. I do a split, give them as much as I can up front, and then I deliver some once the summit starts. All right, next question is, when should I expect the most people to upgrade to the All Access Pass? I will say, as far as the different price points go, which again, we cover price increases for your All Access Pass in episode 10, so check that out if you need to. But I'll tell you that most people will grab the fast action offer as they register, which means that your All Access Pass sales will flow the same way registrations do. So usually with registrations, you'll see an influx at the beginning when you start promoting. If you do have an audience, you'll see an influx when your speakers start, and then an influx right before the summit starts. So you would expect your All Access Pass sales to follow along with that same pattern. I do see a lot of people in the Summit Host Hangout Facebook group telling other people oh, it's okay if you don't see any sales during the registration period because it'll pick up once the summit starts. But really, that's not the case. It is a major red flag for me if I have a student who's not making sales as registrations are coming in, if you use the pricing strategies we talked about in episodes 10 and 21. So you want to see sales coming in as your registrations come in. So to give you a breakdown for the different pricing tiers for one of my recent summits, the fast action offer accounted for 65% of our sales. So 65% came right when someone registered. We had 16% come in at the regular price before the summit started. So someone who didn't take the fast action offer, but then, in one of my emails or something, maybe in the kickoff call, I convinced them to upgrade. 16% of people took that offer, and then 19% took the full priced offer once the summit started. So, maybe once they saw some presentations, they're like, oh, this is awesome. Or once they found, oh, dang, I can't keep up with this. Or maybe the cart close pushed some extra sales. So 19% took me up on that higher priced offer. But again, that 65% take me up on the fast action offer tells you want to be seeing those sales come in as people are registering. All right, question 3 is, how do you handle lifetime access? Again, lifetime is always going to be in air quotes when I'm saying it. So I actually don't recommend using the phrase lifetime. And that's, I have said lifetime on my sales pages before, even as of 2020, I had lifetime on my sales pages. But we can't, what does that mean? Is it our lifetime? Is it their lifetime? Is it the lifetime of your business? We don't know. So I like to say something like ongoing access instead, and then cover what that means in the terms and conditions. So I think in mine, I say for the lifetime of my business or this website or whatever. But you can also say, which I do, that they have access on your site for the lifetime of the site, but you'd make the content downloadable to them if you ever need to close it down, or you'd give them a heads up if the members area was going away. This is your decision to make around what that's going to look like for you. But if you're going to say something like lifetime or ongoing, you need to define what that means. So people aren't like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Or maybe they have very high expectations that content's going to be there for the rest of their lives, and that's not what you planned on. So keep that in mind. You can also do more limited time access if you don't want to do a lifetime type access deal. So I've seen anywhere from 14-day access to 1 year when someone does a limited time offer. I will say, as a buyer, I'm far less likely to buy something like this if my window to access it is limited, but I know people have done it very successfully. And then as for speaker bonuses, which you can learn about in episode 70, I just ask my speakers to keep their coupon codes so buyers can access their offers for free. I ask them to keep those coupon codes valid for 30 days after the summit. And then I make that very clear to buyers that, hey, you just got this. You need to go get those bonuses before these coupon codes expire, because I can't offer lifetime discounts to someone else's offers. So I make it really clear to my people, hey, go grab these bonuses. You will have ongoing access once you get them, but you need to go get them first. So, say that in the email, on your thank you page, inside of the members area. Say that everywhere so you don't get emails. I think last year we had about 540 people buy our All Access Pass, and I think we only got 2 or 3 emails throughout the year of someone being like, hey, these coupon codes don't work, or something like that. So not terrible, but it's because I made it really clear to everybody. Next question is, should the fast action price stay available once the summit starts? In the way I teach pricing, we have an early bird offer before the summit, and then once the summit starts, we do a price increase. So I see a lot of people ask, well, should my fast action price go away? Should that increase? Personally, my fast action price does not change throughout my entire summit, and it's always available. When someone registers, that person is always going to get the option to take me up on that offer in the first 20 minutes. And if they don't, cool. They get whatever the current regular price is, whether it's the early bird price, the higher regular price, whatever that looks like. So to keep this question nice and short, yes, your fast action offer should stay available once the summit starts. Next up is, can I sell my All Access Pass on Evergreen after the summit is over? The answer here is yes, as long as that's in your agreement with your speakers for how you're allowed to use their presentation. So make sure that is very clear to them going in. In addition to having it in your contract, I would even include it in an email. Hey, by the way, I'm going to be running this summit on Evergreen, or sell the All Access Pass on Evergreen, and your presentation will be included, just so there's no confusion. I have heard people bad horror stories, I guess, of hosts getting in trouble for this because they didn't have permission to do it. So generally, you will take speaker bonuses out of the offer. You can't sell someone else's stuff for free forever. So you would just have the presentations in there, and you just kind of adjust the price accordingly. But again, make sure that's really clear to your speakers. The last question, nice and short, should I give my speakers an All Access Pass? My answer is 100% absolutely yes, you should. You would not host this summit without your speakers. You would not have an all access pass without your speakers' presentations. The least you can do is give them free access to that all access pass. It literally loses you nothing, and it's appreciated from your speakers. So please give your speakers an all access pass. So that is all I have for you today. I hope it helps clear up some of your All Access Pass questions. If you do have more that we didn't cover, feel free to ask over in the Summit Host Hangout Facebook group by going to summithosthangout.com/community. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. For show notes and resources mentioned, head to summithosthangout.com/123. Now go out and take action to plan, strategize, and launch your profitable online summit.